grasping at where we were going to raise that much money. We had to raise a significant amount of money, and Senator Creighton came to me with 16 names on a piece of paper that said that the Senate would pass a sales tax. And let's really clarify. Labor called it a sales tax on food, and it was a sales tax on food, but it was a sales tax on a lot of other things. 29 states have sales tax that are straight across the board. Now, what was going to happen on this sales tax? That anyone that made below $25,000 a year was going to get back all the sales taxes they paid. So you spend 2/3 of your income, or say $18,000, and the sales tax at that time was going to be 2%. So you were going to get back $360 at the end of the year. So it was not near as regressive. But what happened was, a lot of people believe that the public stood up and rose up the fact that about taxing food, and there was a lot of opposition, and labor organized a lot of buses to come. But let me tell you what really happened. We were putting beer under the sales tax, and the beer lobby had an inordinate amount of influence with the Speaker of the House, and they were able to turn the House around after the House leadership had already met and agreed to this. They turned it around and they voted against the sales tax unanimously. And that's when I made my speech that I remember very well with the beer lobbyist in the balcony of the Senate, when I said that we were going to have a tax bill, and that tax bill was going to include beer. If we have to stay here until snow is covering the Capitol lawn, we'll not go home until we tax beer. And we put a barrelage tax on beer, increase the barrelage tax, and I'm very proud of that. But if people are opposed to an income tax, and I am not opposed to an income tax, if we could take an income tax and eliminate 85% of the ad valorem taxes. We have some of the highest ad valorem taxes in the world, and there's a way to do a fair state income tax. But people that scream about income taxes, Texas is going to have to, if we're not going to have an income tax, we're going to have to put the sales tax on some other items, whether it be services. There's going to have to be a lot of other items going to the sales tax. Whether food goes or not, I don't know. But there's not any other way to raise the amount of revenue. We're talking about a deficit this next session of the legislature, when they convene in January of 2003, we're talking about a deficit of over $6 billion, and they're going to have to. And they don't need to spend $6 million more money, they need to spend $12 billion. And I'm not talking about wasting any money, and I'm not talking about the political rhetoric that we've got to scale down government and we've got to have a more business-like approach. That's for the candidates to talk about, and that's fine and good. But we have some serious deficiencies in this state, in our public education system, and we need to produce twice as many people ready to go to college in 10 years as what we're doing now, and they're going to have at least 2 years of college just to meet the job requirements that we've got right here in Texas. And when we've got the highest dropout rate in the United States, particularly among minorities, and when we're incarcerating 1 out of every 4 black men and 1 out of every 6 Hispanics in the penitentiary, and those people are grade school dropouts, we're going to have to do something about our public education system. And it's not only in Texas, but it's throughout the country. And a lot of our inner cities don't have the proper buildings where children can have the atmosphere in which they can learn. We've got to decrease it. We've got to decrease the class size. We've got to eliminate a lot of the things that the teachers have to put up with today, and red tape and reporting features. We've just got a lot to be done, and we can't continue. It's just not going to work. There's a clause in the Constitution that says we have to pay as you go. The legislature cannot convene. They cannot adjourn without having balanced the budget, and that's a very healthy thing. And they're going to have to buckle their belts and find some political courage in a box of cereal or wherever they're going to find it, in a glass of water or something, and really have the courage to go do what's right for this state, whether it be Republican or Democrat.